So hey there, beautiful people. I get this question asked of me all the time. What is my favorite protein bar? What is the best protein bar to buy? It's a difficult question, but today I am going to break it down. I'm going to simplify it and give you a simplified criteria for choosing, and I'm going to give you some of my favorites. So just hang with me and it's coming right up. Hey there, this is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist, and nutrition detective. So welcome to my new studio, aka empty bedroom, because my son moved out. So I took over his bedroom and made it a studio, and it doesn't have anything on the walls yet because I just haven't gotten that far, but hopefully it'll get better as I go along. And you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. We would love to have you here in our YouTube family. Please just hit that subscribe button, and you can also hit the little bell. You'll be notified of new videos I'm posting every week, and it's going to be an exciting rest of the year. Got lots of great plans ahead. So, protein bars. Let's just break it down. Let's get the skinny on protein bars, because protein bars are complicated. First of all, there's hundreds of them out there. And I know a lot of people look at them in the stores and are like, I just have no idea if this is the right one for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. Now, here's the deal. Not everybody is created equal. Not everybody is created equal. And so what could be one person's fuel could actually be one person's poison. So what I'm going to do is tell you what type of person can actually eat that bar. So you're going to have to make that judgment, okay? So the very first thing that you need to look at are the total amount of net carbs. Now, how do you get to a net carb? Simple. It's the most simple. All you do is you take the total carbohydrates and minus the fiber, and you get the net carbs. Now, sugars are part of that carbohydrate number. Okay, so a sugar is just an added sugar to that product. Carbohydrate really is a sugar in our bodies, so it gets broken down as a sugar in our bodies, but a lot of carbs also have fiber and other things in them. So if you have blood sugar issues, or you are overweight, or you desire to lose some more weight, you're going to have to pick a bar that has a lower net carb amount. If you're an athlete, or you want to gain weight, or you don't really care about that, and you don't have blood sugar issues, then you can have a higher carb. And I'm gonna give you some examples. I'm only gonna show you three bars today, because this video could just go on and on for hours if I showed you a whole lot of bars and broke everything down, but it's really going to help you understand how to look at any bar. So one of the biggest criteria to figure out if you have blood sugar issues is your hemoglobin A1C. If you haven't had that done, I don't care how old you are, ask your doctor. Ask your doctor to run that test, because it will show you blood sugar control within the last 3 months of your life, and that is the best way to know if you have blood sugar issues. You really should be below 5.6. 5.7 is like, I think, a big red flag that says that you are careening into prediabetes like 5.8 and above, and then full-blown diabetes is 6.4. But here's the deal. If you are around 5.6, 5.7, you may want to cut some of those carbs down a little bit. I think a really good range is 5.3 to 5.5. That's a nice tight A1C, and if I can achieve that, you can achieve that, because I'm a diabetic ready to happen. So you need to know if you have blood sugar issues. The other thing that you want to look at in your ingredient list, along with those carbohydrates, is you want to look at your ingredient list as far as the sugars and how is this product sweetened. And you want to see if it has any artificial sweeteners. Now, when I say artificial sweeteners, what I mean normally, most of the time, they're going to have a Splenda or sucralose in that ingredient list, or aspartame. Stay away, treat it like the plague. You don't need it in your body, just stay away from it. I used to recommend Quest bars. I don't anymore because they started putting sucralose in that. They had other good stuff in it, really good stuff, but the sucralose just made it a non-starter for me, and I don't recommend them anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to break 3 bars down and just show you as far as the carbohydrates are concerned, okay, and just show you how to judge. So the first one that I'm going to look at is the Vega protein bar. I guess it's called the protein snack bar. It has 10 grams of protein. We'll talk about the protein in just a minute. But for carbohydrate, it has 20 grams of carbs and 4 grams of fiber. Easy calculation, 16 grams of net carbs. It has 11 grams of sugars, which go into that carb number. Okay, so the added sugars. But when you look at the ingredient list, there are no artificial sweeteners. That's a good thing. But I'm looking at a lot of added sugars, okay? Number 1 being organic brown rice syrup. Okay, it's not quite as glycemic, meaning raising up the blood sugars as regular table sugar, but it's not a product I can use. Other people, yes, people that don't have blood sugar issues, don't need to lose weight, they can have a little brown rice syrup. I can't. Then the second sweetener is sugar. It also is sweetened with date paste and organic agave syrup, they're both pretty glycemic. Not as bad as regular sugar, but they're glycemic. And Yacon, which is actually a really good sugar, really good sweetener, but that's only a tiny bit compared to the other ones. So the second one would be the Garden of Life Sport. I actually have one of those right here. So there's the Garden of Life Sport bra. It's not, I just said bra. I don't know why I just said sport bra, but it's a sport bar. Oh Lord, it's been a long day, folks. Long day. And this is a protein bar. Actually has total carbohydrate is 36 and the fiber is 9. So you're getting about 27 grams net carbs in there. But here's the thing, some detective work, if you look down to see how that's sweetened, the number 1 sweetener is erythritol. Now I have to say, I don't like the other sugar alcohols. Anything with OL on the end, I'm going to do another video on this. I don't like sorbitol, I don't like maltitol, I don't like any of the other alls because of the GI issues that they can give you, and I don't think they're as good of a product as your erythritol. I like erythritol. Erythritol doesn't get metabolized as a sugar, but it is a carbohydrate, so we have to call it a carbohydrate. So that 27 net carbs, that's not a real true number. I know it gets complicated, guys. Just hang with me. I know. But if it has erythritol in it, it's a little bit safer. It really is. It doesn't raise your blood sugars. There's not a lot of calories in that. It's a great sweetener. It's what's in Swerve, and I know I've talked about Swerve before, so I'm okay with that. It has a little bit of stevia in it, which is great. I think it's an organic stevia, and then it also has Yacon in it, which is a great sweetener. So it's a gluten-free bar, and actually I would say if you were to do the calculations, it's almost impossible to do. It would probably be around 9 or 10 net carbs. That's a good bar. I still probably, with my issues, maybe just eat half of one, but anybody else, like somebody who, really wants a nice protein bar, or if it's a meal replacement, I think this is a great bar for, if you just are really busy and you don't have enough time. I wouldn't make protein bars a staple. I don't even eat them every day. Last one is we have the Garden of Life Raw Fit Bar for weight loss, okay? So here's the deal with the Raw Fit Bar. It has 26 grams of carbohydrate. It has 13 grams of fiber, which means it has 13 grams of carbohydrate. But then my second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look for what kind of sweetener. And so this thing has a ton of fiber. The very first ingredient is fiber. And I actually love the taste. I don't love all of them. I like the peanut butter chocolate. I like the chocolate one. There's some of them that they're okay, but I like those two flavors the best. You'd have to pick and choose and see which one you like the best. But here's the deal again. Organic erythritol is the #1 ingredient. Organic erythritol. You always want your erythritol not to be a GMO product, which most of it is. And then organic stevia is the #2 sweetener. Basically, this is a 0 net carb product. I mean, that's music to this little diabetic ready to happen's ears, because it doesn't have those net carbs in it, and it really has all organic. Everything in this is organic, and I feel good about eating it. I feel good when I eat it. It makes me feel good. It keeps my energy up. It doesn't make me feel sluggish. It tastes good. I think it tastes good. Hey, it's not a Snickers bar, guys, but Snickers bars don't love me. I love them, but they don't love me back. This loves me back. Okay, the next criteria, the third criteria, is that it needs to be a high quality protein. So let's go over it again. The Vega bar has, the first thing is peanuts. I'm gonna link a link below about peanuts, and I'm gonna tell you that is their first protein. That's not terrible, but peanuts can be problematic for anybody out there with GI issues. So if you have GI issues, be careful with peanuts. The second thing is pea protein is the second type of protein that's not terrible again, but after that is brown rice syrup and all kinds of things like that. So again, too much sugar and the protein's a little sketchy, and it's not organic. Okay, so the peanuts are not organic, which makes me a little scared of them. And peanut butter. I think there's peanut butter, but that's not organic either. So with the Garden of Life Sport, the protein is organic pea protein. That's probably my favorite protein. It's plant-based. Now, you can get some whey protein bars. They are absolutely acceptable, organic whey. But the problem with whey is that it can cause some problems if you have GI issues. I would probably stay away from whey, or if you know that you have a dairy sensitivity, is a dairy product, you may want to stay away from it. With the Vega protein and the Garden of Life, they're all plant-based, and they don't have any animal products in them. So those are the proteins that are in the Garden of Life Sport. In the Garden of Life Raw Fit Bars, the protein are #1 organic peanuts. Okay, I feel a little bit better about those. The organic peanuts, again, that's the only way I buy peanuts. Like I said, look at that link below about peanuts and peanut butter, because it'll clear everything up for you, what I'm trying to say about peanuts. And pea protein, again, organic pea protein, which is just even better. So I love that. I love the protein in there. Now, this is so important, guys, because it's in everything, and you need to be a detective. You need to be a sleuth on this and not allow it in your food supply. You need to not allow this, not just in protein bars, but in everything. Everything. Look at your protein powders. Look at the diet things that don't do any diet stuff. But anyway, look at those things that you're eating that may say, no low carb or low calorie or whatever it is. If it says soy protein isolate, don't give it away. Just throw it away. Don't even give it away. Don't unless it's an enemy. No, I'm just kidding. Don't even give it to your enemies. It's not a good product. Soy protein isolate is a highly processed chemical. It's a chemical. It's not a food. Okay, first of all, it's not a food. And there's a lot of problems with non-organic soy. Soy is okay if it's fermented or organic. I'm okay with that with soy products, but soy protein isolate certainly is not. And it's just a cheap, chemically processed soy that they put in everything. They just put it in because it's cheap. It's cheap. It keeps the price really low. Here's the deal. It could lead to hormonal imbalances. There's some, it's a sketchy ingredient, as well as it could impair your thyroid. So I have thyroid issues already. I don't want any soy protein in my diet, especially a non-organic one. So I just kind of stay away from anything that's not fermented or organic when it comes to soy. So really what you're looking for, let's go over that again. Number one, you are looking for net carbs. How many net carbs? Know your body, know how many you can do, okay? Probably a good rule of thumb is to keep it under your net carbs. I mean, if you have blood sugar issues, I'd keep it under 5. If you don't, I keep it I would actually keep it under 20 and go a little lower, might even be better. Okay, so know your net carbs. The other thing is know how it's sweetened. Does it have artificial sweeteners in it? What kind of sweeteners are we talking? Is there erythritol in it? Erythritol to me is an acceptable sweetener, okay? And then also know what kind of protein it is. Is it a good protein? Is it an organic protein? Is it a pea protein? Or is it a soy protein isolate? Know your proteins. And that's it. That's what you need to know. You can judge any protein bar by that criteria. If you're just smart, you know your carbs, you know your protein, you can judge, and then you can find your perfect protein bar. Now just remember, guys, organic sugar, I mean, it sounds really good. It's sugar. All right, it is sugar. Okay, it's a little bit better than regular sugar. Yeah, but it's sugar. Your body doesn't say, yay, it's organic. It just says, oh, hey, sugar, let me just raise the blood sugar. Let me just pump some more insulin out. You know I'm going to talk about insulin every single video. Let's pump some more insulin out so we can have some more body fat. We don't want that, okay? Also, just to let you know, the Garden of Life bars, there's other good bars on Emerson Ecologics. You can actually use my dispensary. There's a link below. You have to go through my dispensary in order to get 20% off. They're allowing my YouTube followers to sign up for accounts as well as my patients. So that's a really cool savings for you. So thank you so much for watching. Again, like this video if you did. Subscribe to this channel. Like me on Lindy Ford Nutrition and Wellness on Facebook, as well as I have a new Instagram account, and you can follow me on Twitter. I'm on everything. So please do. I'd love to see you. Just say, hey, I saw you on YouTube, and tell me if you have a bar that is a good bar and meets all those criteria. I'd love to hear about it. I'm always looking for good products. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.